Just a beautiful day out here snowmobiling, and it's nice, beautiful. Stop to take it out and give it a try here. But I wanted to talk about grace. What is grace? Made a video yesterday talking a little bit of experience that one of my friends had there, and I gave a different title to the video. But what is grace? Do we experience grace? I mean, we all know what God's grace is by definition, or by sort of by His grace we wake up every day. He gives us grace. He gives us something that we don't deserve, right? Do we deserve to be alive from everything that we do, from all the sin that we do and everything that comes out of us? Probably not. I know I don't. So grace is a payment that we receive from God for something that we don't deserve. So, is there any payment that you received today that you did not deserve? It's about minus 20 outside. So have you received a payment? Have you ever an experience where you experienced directly and in real time what grace is? And what I'm talking about is materialistic. What I'm talking about, it's right there in action. Have you experienced that? Because I think we experience this every day, something that it's not only spiritual, but it also, God's grace is reflecting, or it's in action. So let's give an example of if I do a mistake, like let's say, like for instance, what happened yesterday with my friend here. His mistake was that he did not check what his services will be, and then he got a bill for that, and he thought that was not fair. But he trusted in the service people or the service company to be fair and to keep their word for what he assumed would be. So because of what he assumed, it was not true because he did not check, then he didn't meet his expectations. He was depending on them for them to keep their word, which is impossible. We can never keep our word. We were born like this, and unless we gain the knowledge to come out of it, we won't be able to. On how to come out of it, we won't be able to. So now my friend here made the decision not to check and made the decision to trust in men. So who woke him up to go to work? Who gave him the power to go to work? God did. So that means that God went to work through him. He is a vessel. He is a vessel which God goes to work through. The money that he had to pay the service guys, even if he thought it was not fair, who gave him that? Who kept alive, who maintained alive those people that gave him the money for the work that God did? Well, God maintained those people. God woke those people up. kept them alive, so my friend gets paid. So if God woke up, if God paid him and God woke him up to go to work, then who suffers? Who pays? So God is paying for a mistake that my friend did. The only thing that my friend got to do is make a mistake. For the mistake was to trust in men and not to verify the information if it's true or false with the tools that God gave him. So my friend got to make the mistake and learn. And who paid for it? God paid for it. Isn't that grace? Did he deserve for God to pay? It was a big amount to pay for his mistake. Did he deserve that? Did my friend deserve that? Who pays for my mistake? Is there anyone that pays for my mistake? I have no friends. I have no family that would dare to pay for a mistake that I do. They're going to tell me, well, that's your mistake. And so we all are. We are all like that because we think we own everything. And why should I pay for somebody else's mistake? They should pay for their mistakes. That's why Christ said that it's an honor. It's the biggest love manifested in someone that dies for their friends. Because it's impossible for us to die for our friends. Because we are not the ones that are doing that. This body, this vessel, who created it? If God created this vessel, then who it belongs to? Who did put the breath of life in us? If God put the breath of life and is putting it every day, then who is this belonging to? All we get to do is decide and choose when we are free to do so. So by God's grace, we wake up every day because He keeps us alive to teach us that there is nothing that we can give. There is nothing that we can call our own because everything is given to us. So then when we make a mistake, when we pay, who pays? If God pays, I get to learn and I get to see that I received something that I did not deserve. And that's amazing. That's God's love perfected in us if we realize what is going on. That we make the mistakes and somebody else pays for it and we don't deserve it. And why is He doing it? Is that what John in John 1 said, that God so much loved the world that He gave His only Son? Nobody can judge God for not giving everything that He had, for He so much loved us. He gave absolutely everything. Nobody can judge that. We cannot die for our friends. We say we do, but we don't. Because we care for us to not to die, us not to lose our life. If our friends does it, no problem. However, we tell him that we do everything for them, but we don't. And Christ knew why He said that, because we will never do it. It's impossible. Because we don't want to lose. We don't want to lose. We want to gain only. And we were created. We were created to give. And our problem is that because we don't know that we're created to give, to produce for somebody else other than us, then we're getting sick. because we think that we have to keep for us instead of giving. There's nothing in this world that creates. There's nothing created by God that keeps for itself. There is no apple trees. There's no tree that keeps their fruits for their own to eat it. It's for somebody else. There is no animals that does anything for themselves. They always do for somebody else. Only we, the creation, the human creation, the human being creation of God, only we were created to give, but only we think we have to keep. So, by God's grace, He knows exactly what we need. So we get to the conclusion that we need His knowledge and His understanding, so we can come out of this deception that we are created to keep. Because if we keep and then we give from ourselves to somebody else, then we are God. We are in His place. So grace is awesome. And it's even better when we realize it, that every day we get something that we don't deserve. From God, through so many people around us, through our kids, through our spouses, through our siblings, through the animals, through the trees, through the whole creation. We just can't see it because we are blind. So, what would be better than for a blind man to see? Be blessed.